Starting out, to replace this label on the adjustment dial, we're going to need a few things. Number one, the replacement label. Number two, a very sharp brand new razor blade. We need a couple of Q-tips, a tech wrench, 050, and some acetone, and of course the tire truer. And eventually we're going to need a pair of rubber gloves or vinyl gloves. Okay, so the first thing we want to do when we start this project is make sure that this dial is turned all the way in until it can't turn any longer. This one's stopped at 0. Your mileage may vary, but when I like to adjust them, I adjust them to 0 when the screw is all the way in, and that way we know where to start up when we're finished. So we're going to remove this from the, oops, we're going to have to back this out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Now we can back it out. Okay, so we're just going to leave that screw alone. We're going to set the tire truer aside. Now we've got the dial here, and we've got the label, and we've got the razor blade. So we're going to slip on the gloves. I don't have to show you how to do that, I hope. And once the gloves are on, we've got kind of we won't be getting our fingerprints all over anything. We're going to take and open up the razor blade. And we're going to look, and right in between the 0 and the 9, halfway between the two, there's a little seam. We're going to take our razor blade and we're going to set it right in there, and we're going to cut down, press hard and cut down. And then that's going to leave a scratch in the surface of the dial, and we can peel this whole dial right off, or the dial right off. You notice that there's some residue here coming up, and that's for what the acetone is for, clean off the residue. So we'll get some acetone and we'll add it to our Q-tip. Going to do that off camera, and I'm going to take and remove all the residue from the hub on the dial. I'm going to probably do a couple of applications of this, add some more, just to get all the residue off. Sorry if I'm doing half of this inside of the view of the camera and outside. I'm trying to do this all in one take. All right, so you'll see, I don't know if you can see or not, but there will be a line that you created when you cut off the old label. And that's what we're going to need when we go to line up our new label. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a few drops of acetone to the another Q-tip, and we're just going to wipe off the label from like 5 to 0. You don't need to do the whole label, just from 5 to 0. All right. That's just going to clean it off good for us. And then we're going to take and peel the label about halfway back, backing off the label, and then we're going to set this thing in here. I'm going to look for the line that I created when I trimmed off the old label. I'm going to set that right on there like that, and we're going to apply some tension and rotate it around and make sure the edge of the dial is right up against the knurled portion of the label, and then we rotate it around. And then once we're done, we'll take the razor blade that we had before, and we'll come down in here and we'll trim off the extra. And you can see right here I'm just kind of set the razor blade right up against the edge of the dial hub and peel it off, and then we're done. So we'll get our tire truer back, slide it in, lift the window up. Remember, it was lined up with 0 before, so we're going to put it back and lined up with 0. We're going to tighten it up, and we're going to verify by backing it up. Bring it back. There you go, and you're done.